Hey, Banjo Uke and banjolele friends. Here's one for you. At 16, she quit high school to make a fortune in the promised land. She got a job behind the counter of an all-night hamburger stand. She wrote faithfully home to Mama. Mama, don't you worry none. With all things, Mama, big things one day come. It was late one Friday. He pulled in out of the dark. He was tall and handsome. She took his order, then she took his heart. They bought a house on the hillside where little feet soon would run. Small things, Mama, big things one day come. Oh, but love is fleeting. It's sad, but it's true. When your heart is beating, you don't want to hear the news. She packed her bags with a Wyoming County real estate man. She rode down to Tampa in an Eldorado Grand. She wrote back, "Dear Mama, life is just a heaven in the sun. From all things, Mama, big things one day come." Well, she shot him dead on a sunny Florida road. When they caught her, all she said, she couldn't stand the way he drove. Back home, lonesome Johnny waits for his baby's parole. He waits high on a hillside where the Wyoming rivers roll. And his seed have almost grown now to a daughter and a handsome son. From small things, Mama, big things one day come. From small things, Mama, big things one day come. From small things, Mama, big things one day come. Anyway, all right, so that's actually, that's a song that was originally written by Bruce Springsteen, and I think he did record it. But the version that I've heard the most, and I think made it to the radio and everything the most, was one by Dave Edmunds from Rockpile, and a big recording solo career as well. But anyway, I thought that would be fun. I had done the breakdown for that one already on my my banjo 5-string banjo videos, and as I finished that, I said, you know, I bet my banjolele and Banjo Uke guys would, and ukulele for that matter, would enjoy this song too. Anyway, it's so let's get started on that. There are only 3 chords in this song. The order changes a couple of times, but the 3 chords are your C, your F. So you got your C, your F, and the F is the 4th string behind the 2nd fret with the 2nd finger, and the 2nd string behind the 1st fret with your 1st finger. So that's the F, and then your G, which is fingered like that. Some people might finger it by doing a bar and then using your 2nd finger behind the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. That works too. I do it this way using these 3 fingers. I have a couple of reasons why I do that, but nevertheless, that's how I do it. Those are the only 3 chords, and almost the whole way through it, I'm doing a rhythmic element by doing hammer-ons. For the C, I'm doing a hammer-on here, behind the 1st fret, here on the 2nd string, and then sometimes on the 3rd string behind the 2nd fret. So, just like that. At 16, she quit high school, make a fortune in the promised land. So my first strike, so it's a strike, I'm doing actually on the 3rd string, then the strum, and then the pluck up on the 4th string. And then the second time I'm doing it, I'm doing a hammer-on here, so I'm striking down on the 2nd string. and then pulling up, and then... So I'm kind of alternating between not doing the hammer-on and then doing a hammer-on. And then I'm also alternating which strings I end up doing the hammer-on on. So you can just do it straight, just... I find it punches the rhythm a little bit more if you can do the hammer-on, so you're doing... Just like that, a little more bluesy, a little more rock and roll, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so it's at 16, she quit high school to make a fortune in the promised land. So the entire first two lines are on C. Now it goes to the F, and I'm doing the same thing with the F. She got a job behind the counter, although I'm only doing it, the hammer-on, I'm doing again on the second string behind the first fret. So, got a job behind the counter on an all-night hamburger stand. Now goes back to the C. And she wrote faithfully home to Mama. Mama, don't you worry none. From small things, Mama. Now on the big thing, where you start saying big things, it switches to the G. Big things always come, or big things one day come. So it's briefly on the G. Big things one day come. Then it goes to the second verse, which is exactly the same rhythmically and chord-wise to the first verse. So it was late one Friday, pulled in out of the dark. He was, now goes to that F, tall and handsome. She took his order, then she took his heart, back to the C. They bought a house on the hillside. Little feet soon would run. From small things, Mama, big things one day come. So again, it's that C to small things, Mama, and then to the G. Big things one day come. Now it goes to the chorus part. And that goes back to, that starts on the F. So that goes back and forth between the F and the C. Instead of the C, F, it's F, C. Oh, but love is fleeting. It's sad, but it's true. Now it goes to the C. So it's briefly on the C. So love is fleeting. It's sad, but and it goes to the C. True. And then it goes right back to the F. But your heart is beating. You don't want to hear the... Now it goes to the G. The news. Now it goes back to the main verse element again. She packed her bags. The Wyoming counting real estate man. She drove down to Tampa in an Eldorado Grand. She wrote back, dear Mama, life is just a heaven in the sun. With all things, Mama. Now goes to that G. Big things one day come. Now it goes back to the chorus version. Now this song is a little different because the chorus doesn't actually repeat the way most songs do, but it's the same chord pattern. So it goes back to the F. Well, she shot him dead. That's on the F. Shot him dead on a sunny Florida road. See, now it goes back to the F. And they taught her all she said. She said she couldn't stand the way he. Now it goes to the G. The way he drove. Now it goes back to the back to the verse pattern. Back home, lonesome Johnny waits for his baby parole. He waits high on the hillside where the Wyoming rivers roll. And his seed have almost grown now to a daughter and a handsome son. From all things, Mama, big things one day come. So it's again, that's that C. See, all things, Mama, to the G. Big things one day come. So you repeat that like 3 times. So small things, mama, big things one day come. That's the whole song. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that, and